Hello guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be about a little experience I just had at the barber's and how that experience has sort of motivated me to change a few things up, bring a few things forward in the schedule of this journey that I had thought I was just going to leave till later. And that is around aesthetics and little routines about how I look, looks maxing, that sort of thing. I had planned, obviously I would have done this anyway, so we've got the finances there going, the weight loss is going, even though it doesn't seem like it, it is happening, and there's a video next week about that, an update, and then after that there'll be regular updates. I just had, if you've been watching me, there's been a lot of stress going on, so it's been a bit delayed, but it is happening, and that will be regular updates. But today it's about aesthetics, and obviously I was going to get to this anyway, but my mindset around it was, I think, wrong in terms of, well, you're still fat, so what's the point of putting loads of effort into how you look, how you dress, skincare routine, etc., etc. And I went to the barber's, I just got back, and I always go to this one barber. I would not go to anywhere else. They have such a great vibe in there. It's just a bunch of guys, all different, races and, different types of people, but they've all got a really good atmosphere in there. And one of the things I've always noticed, and today just kind of hit me, how impeccably well maintained and dressed they are. In terms of everything, their beards, their cuticles and fingernails, the way they smell. It sounds a bit like I'm, batting for the other team here, but I'm not. It's just a thing that's sort of hit me, and it's just reminded me of how I'm not doing those things, and I easily could. And, I watched one guy, and it's a very simple thing. You might have noticed, and a lot of guys do this. They just don't iron their t-shirts, for example. And the guy was just wearing a normal t-shirt, but it was ironed. A simple thing, but one that people would notice. Maybe not consciously, but it's a little thing, and it does add something to how you look. I filmed a video just before leaving, and the t-shirt I was wearing is this t-shirt under here. It's not ironed. There's creases in it. I thought, well, whatever. Didn't really think much of it. I think I will now, when I was a kid, my mum would always iron our clothes, right? When I became an adult, that didn't really become a thing unless I had to wear like a shirt or something for an interview or an event. It just hasn't happened, and I notice a lot of guys do this, and really it's such a basic thing, and I think it could be used to sort of make yourself stand out. This video is not about ironing your clothes, but it's just one very small aspect that you could easily, or I could easily implement. I don't know when I would do this, probably on the weekend. My work has forced me to not do overtime today. So, because they were a bit concerned with my health and working so long. I was trying to do a month straight through every day. But they've sort of stopped that. But it's a good thing because I've been able to go to the barbers, been able to get back to these more scheduled videos. So those are the things I noticed, and like the guy was like doing my beard and stuff, and I noticed his fingernails, and it's like I bite the crap out of my fingernails and the skin around it. So my cuticles and everything, it just looks like crap. But they're obviously maintaining this. I don't know if they go to, sort of a professional to get them done or whatever. I'm guessing so. I wouldn't even know where to start, how to do it. But I had never even considered it. And I don't know if I will do it. But now I'm thinking about these sort of things. And obviously I trim my fingernails, but still I don't really care about them. You know what I mean? It's just like, they're all like misshapen. They're short, they're shorter. But they're all like, they're not uniform, And I don't know if I truly care about it or if I should care about it. I don't know. It's part of the journey, I suppose, learning all these things. But there are so many things that I could be doing that previously, as I said, I'm fat. What's the point? And I have these conversations. I speak to myself like I'm having a conversation with a friend. And I had that thought, well, what's the point? And I said, well, in that mindset, what was the point of getting your hair cut then? It's the same thing. Your haircut is probably a bigger thing because it's more noticeable. And but I think these things are noticeable as well. And I don't know, I noticed the guy's ironed his shirt. I noticed the other guy's fingernails. They had nice aftershave on, but they weren't like dressed up. It was just like normal, basic stuff. And I guess it is basic stuff that I'm not doing for whatever reason. And it's stuff that I don't really have a skincare routine. Sometimes I bought CeraVe, like just a basic cleaner, basic moisturizer. I've got beard oil. I don't routinely use these things. I bought like a silicone scrubber thing. God, the lighting is terrible. Look at that. I need to sort the lighting out in these videos. But I don't routinely use them. Now, my face is pretty good in skin, to be honest. I don't really have any breakouts or anything. I did have one on my nose. But that's not the point. I have these things, so I could be actually forming a proper routine around these. And, I just don't do anything. So I'm going to really start focusing on this. And as I said, I was going to be doing this anyway. But I thought, well, I'm just going to lose the weight first. But no, I'm going to start doing them now. And pulling my shirt down just reminded me, the other big thing that I'm very, very conscious of is I have a load of skin tags, especially around my neck. You may have noticed them in other videos. Sorry if it's disgusting. But there's quite big ones, and it's just disgusting. And it's actually part of the reason why I went and got a diabetes test, because skin tags can be indicative of insulin resistance, diabetes. And if I'm not diabetic, I'd be supremely shocked. Last time I had a blood test, I was sort of like, I was on the edge, but nothing was said. But I need to get these gone. They need to go because I feel so self-conscious about it. I don't really like wearing t-shirts, so I would have gone out in a t-shirt today. It's a nice day, but I didn't want the barber to see all this shit around my neck, And I've got some big ones on my back, and it's just not good. So, and I've known this for a long time, and you just don't do anything about it. So if you know anything about me by now, and my frequent viewers, I'm a bit of a brute force kind of guy. So I'm not going to show it, obviously, on YouTube. It's disgusting, but I am just going to cut them off. And I've done it before. It's not that painful. And there's not much blood or anything. Just, I know that might not want to hear that, but these things I'm going to have to start taking care of. I don't really want to buy those kits that you can buy to get them off. I'm just going to get rid of them. And then I'm really going to start focusing on these little aesthetic aspects. I don't know if you're supposed to wash your face every day with CeraVe, or because I bought CeraVe because I did a little bit of research. It's kind of like a mild sort of most skin types and things like that. Not much like troublesome chemicals or so here. So I'm gonna try and start doing that, and then I think just because I do my laundry on the weekend anyway, I could just spend an hour just ironing stuff. Actually, put some effort into how you look. And I'm doing it with my haircut, so why wouldn't I do it with everything else? And my beard. I love my beard, so why am I not doing like a proper beard routine? You know what I mean? And it's just these people that are the barbers that sort of inspired it. They kind of inspired me in terms of just how, as I said, the great vibes in there and how they interact with each other. They are a bit laddie, which I'm not. But it's such a great atmosphere, and it's just got me thinking about how I could potentially act in, take bits and pieces, and more importantly in this scenario how I could look and make more of an effort in my appearance. So that's, I wasn't going to make this video today. I was going to make another video, which I'll make another time. But because it was just really in my head, it really stuck with me. And as soon as I got into town, I felt really uncomfortable, really self-conscious. And that's not always been the case, but it's like I'm walking around and I can feel myself jiggling, you know? I can feel my stomach. I can sort of like, or if someone's near me, can they see like these skin tags? Like if they're looking, you know what I mean? And I really need to start moving forward with these other things, I think, these smaller things, because there is a point to doing it now. Because one, even though I am fat still, I can still look better. And two, with the systems in place, I will look even better when I do complete the weight loss journey. And then once the weight loss journey is finished, then we can go into bodybuilding and that sort of thing, which I'm very excited about. But let's get these things done. I think it's the same as like getting my flat done. You know, how I got all my flat in order. Need to start trimming away all the debris, you know, from myself. Yeah, they really inspired me to do that. So it was a good little trip. I don't know if that should have been higher, but that's, you know, I think once I lose the weight, I'm going to get rid of this hairstyle anyway. I don't know. I feel like, because usually I have like a bit of a fade up here, but today I just went for like a 1. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's it. That's all I've got to say. Take care. Bye-bye.